I have a huge Kindle TBR I've been neglecting, and I need to get through a bunch of things. And this is a great opportunity for me to go ahead and start tackling some of these books, starting with Never Keep, because Echo Fort comes out next month. So I definitely need to finish this. I have already started this. I'm a little over 50% through, but in this video, I'm going to tackle some books on my Kindle TBR. I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to start The City of Gods and Monsters because that's been on the TBR for over a year. I'll pick up maybe Sunshine Court. Oh, A Tribute of Fire is also on my TBR for the month. I thought they did have very good for this. Very good. So I finished Never Keep. And the only question I'm asking myself is, what took you so long to read through this? Um, y'all know, January, the end of January and February, I was completely obsessed with the Zodiac Academy, and I read all of the books. And I thought, like, at the end of Zodiac Academy, like, I read the first two chapters of Never Keep, and I thought, at this point I've read like 11 or 12 books. Maybe I just need a break. And I think that that's true because I don't think I would have enjoyed Never Keep as much as I did if I didn't take that break. But I think I took too long of a break because Never Keep, y'all, it was so good. It was completely action packed. Now, yes, when I say this was action packed, it was action packed. I had an issue with The Rage of Dragons being so action packed because there wasn't enough plot, there wasn't enough story development. I wasn't motivated to care enough about our main character or even the side characters. I didn't care. Versus this, yes, it's full of action from the very start. It's full of action. But the plot points are very clear. The motivations of our characters is very clear. But there's still enough information missing that makes you want to keep reading the story, that makes you want to keep going on in the story. And I ended up rating Never Keep 4.5 stars. Y'all, I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm so happy that I read this because I cannot wait for next month to get into Echo Fort. I will be picking that up on release day. Yeah. But right now, I'm reading another little gem that I procrastinated reading. Y'all, these books that I have procrastinated reading have been real bangers. We first had Peaches and Honey, that was a banger, and Never Keep, that was a banger, but I already knew that that was going to be a banger. But so far, I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm reading The City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, and I just finished part one. This has all the markings for a perfect fantasy romance story. I'm intrigued by our female main character. I am also intrigued by who is obviously going to be our male main character. I don't really know much about the story so far. Let's see, how, percentage-wise, where I'm 13% of the way through this. So yeah, really nothing. But so far, I'm really, really enjoying this book. Rachel from Raven Haired Reader recommended this book months ago, and I just hadn't picked it up. But now I'm reading through it, and her recommendations are usually 99.9% of the time something that I really, really enjoy. However, I did see some negative reviews for this book that made me less intrigued about it, but not necessarily from a person who shares the same taste as me. So we'll see. But so far, this book is definitely not going to be anything lower than 4 stars. Um, as long as it keeps going in a good direction, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't love this book. So we'll see. But so far, so good. And it's funny because when I first read a fantasy, that usually that those first couple of chapters usually indicate for me whether or not I'm gonna rate the book high or not. And so far, so good. Okay, so I'm back. I'm at the 51% mark here, and I keep thinking about something that I totally forgot. It was Aaron from Booked and Busy that said that City of Gods and Monsters is what Sarah Janet was trying to do with the Crescent City series. I don't know if I've actually said this on the channel or not, but in the videos, you can see that I have all of Throne of Glass and I have all of Akatar, but there is no Crescent City, right? So I've read the Crescent City books, and I feel like those are the worst books that Sarah J. Maas wrote. I read all of them. They are the worst books that she has written, and the whole like urban fantasy, mystery, suspense novel thing. Kayla Edwards did that so much better. If we're comparing the two, like I would have much preferred that Crescent City was this than what it is because I love Sarah J. Maas. But when I tell you I DNF'd that first book 3 times, like before I like got through it finally last year, woo, this is so good. Like the person that gave this a bad review, I don't know, fam. Like this is that's good. That's good. That's really good. And yeah, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it so far. It feels very cinematic to me, like reading this. Like I can picture everything, I can see everything, and I'm having a really good time with this. I don't want to binge like all 3 of the books that are out, but I might. This might become that kind of, this might become that, which was not the plan. So I don't know. After this, I could read Scattered Bones or I could start something else. I don't know. I don't know. But so far, I am super duper enjoying it. And I'll probably check back in when I finish this. Like, it's hard to put this one down. So I'll chat with you guys later. Okay, so I'm back. And, oh, hold on. Gotta press record. So I'm back. I finished A City of Gods and Monsters since the last time I spoke to you, wonderful people. And that was a 4.5-star read for me. I have actually had to force myself to not continue on the series because I enjoyed it so much. But this particular vlog is about KU Reid. So the next thing that I picked up was The Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano or Scarano. I picked that up and I thought that this was going to be an enemies to lovers story, and it's not. But this is super duper short and very fast paced. I think this may or may not be a standalone. I'm not. I'm at like a little bit over the 50% mark. It's not what I was expecting because I was expecting an enemies to lovers story, and this is not that. But I am thoroughly enjoying this read. It is very action packed, but the love story in here feels very impactful. And I'm excited to see where this goes. I will check back in with this after I've finished the 50% mark. And I think I'm even going to start another book, and I think that probably will be the last book in the vlog. And I'll already go ahead and tell you that the next book is going to be Riftborn because that is on the TBR. I think I think I at least need to read one more book that's actually on the TBR because I've read one book on the TBR. Never Keep is on the TBR. Yeah, Riftborn is the next book, and I'm super duper excited to get into that. So I will check back in soon. Okay, so I finished Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano, and I was trying not to give away a whole lot in the my first check-in, but you guys, this was such a beautiful love story. It was pretty intense actually for this short story. And yes, I do believe that this is a standalone. You guys can read this pretty much in one sitting. It's 278 pages on the Kindle. And yeah, that was well worth it. It totally wasn't what I was expecting to read. But yeah, I don't know. Did I talk about my ratings so far? I'm pretty sure I'm spacing. But anyway, this was a 4.75. And the only reason that I'm not going to give this book 5 stars is just because of the beginning. I felt like the beginning of the writing, it's a standalone. So of course everything is happening really fast, but I just felt like jerked around a little bit at the beginning. But y'all, I enjoy the hell out of The Scattered Bones. I don't know much about Nicole Scarano, but if that book is any indication, I definitely will be picking up more from this author. I think the next book that I'm about to pick up is Riftborn. And yeah, let's see. Riftborn is also short. So let's see. Let's get into that. Let's enjoy that. And maybe if I get through Riftborn pretty quickly, maybe I'll pick up A Tribute of Fire, and then we can end the video off with 5 books from KU. Let's see what happens. I'll check in when I feel like checking in, but most likely at like the 50% mark, and we'll see how I'm feeling about the story. Okay, so since my last check in, I have gone ahead and completed Riftborn, and it was really good, y'all. It's interesting because it was so fast paced that it felt like a standalone, and it's not, thank goodness, because of how it ended. It reminds me of those books where the whole first book you think you understand the story, and the story is not at all what you think it is or think it was gonna be, which I tend to really like those. I'll give you some examples. Lady of Darkness, Akatar, like these books that start and you're like, oh, this is where this is going. Oh, another Sarah J. Maas, Throne of Glass. Where we start off and where we end is what? Like you think you know the character and you think you know what's happening, but you really don't. So I went ahead and finished that, and I picked up what I'm currently reading, A Tribute of Fire. Y'all, I'll be very surprised if this book gets anything lower than 4.75. Like from the very beginning, this is definitely my kind of book. It started off exactly how I like it, how I want it, and yeah. It is very good. There is no moment in this book so far where I'm reading where I feel like, okay, I understand the story. I know where this is going. I know where this is going. No, there has not been one moment where I feel like I know where this is going. I understand the story. Not one moment. So I'm super duper enjoying this. I haven't rated a book 5 stars in I feel like months. And I really want to rate this book 5 stars. So let's see. So far, so great. And I'm hoping that it stays that way. Will I check in at the 50% mark? I don't know. I don't know. Did I actually check in at the 50% mark? No. A Tribute of Fire was unputdownable, y'all. It was so incredibly good and such a wonderful way to end off this reading vlog. Attributed Fire got 4.75 stars for me. I absolutely demolished this read, and I cannot wait for book 2 to come out. Fortunately enough, don't have to wait that long because book 2 releases next month. I think June the 11th is the date I'm remembering. And if I'm misquoting that, then I'll do a screenshot. But yeah, y'all. In the end of this thing, you think you know who the villain is, and you don't. And even the person that is the good guy, you leave off wondering whether or not he's still the good guy, or you don't know who to trust in this ending. And I love stuff that ends like that because there's more to develop. And it's not like book 2 where the author has established a couple and then they have end of book breakup and they're trying to scramble to create some drama. No, there was drama this whole time. And right when you think that the situation is safe, or you know who you can trust, you know who you can't trust, you know who the bad person is, you don't. Do I recommend this? 4,000% yes. I hope you guys enjoy what you saw. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Ciao.